Maybe that's why I'm not losing weight. Well, Towers of Doom. In fact,
Well, could have an exciting end to the series, or we could have the beginning of a comeback here. This is also the map pick of BlossoM.
well, you say beginning of the comeback.
You're not feeling it?
Well, maybe if it was the first. No, even the first matchup was pretty tough. This one, as how Miracle is playing game 1 and 2, and how they're not finding the answer within the game, what they were trying to do, has not been working out at all. Not even once. So that after those 2 games, I could pretty much tell, and all the viewers, I'm pretty sure, yes, we're not gonna lie, and seems like BlossoM has really put up a step, actually steps ahead of all the other Korean teams at the bottom 4, and putting them on top 4. Actually, always used to be top 3 Korean teams.
Yeah, there's always a chance that BlossoM upsets further in the big 3 going forward. Would love to be that 3rd Korean seed to the mid-season brawl. There is still a chance. It is possible if they continue to do this well and win maps like this. Garrosh first pick. Again, denying that pick from Gondar. Will be the Tracer Malfurion rotation as a response. Tracer's so fantastic on this map because she can harass, she can look for picks in the solo lane, she can win longer fights because if the protection is there from Malfurion, in this case, maybe even also Tyrael, you can win those long fights because she doesn't have mana. And if she's healed correctly, will just fight forever. There have been some fights on Solar Shrine, Solar Altars in the bot lane, where she gets 2 pulse bombs in a fight. That has happened. That happens a lot, actually, in fact.
Yeah, especially if you have Malfurion for that long sustained fight. I think BlossoM would love to have long game.
Yeah. The Tyrael ban is going back to further what we were saying, just that extra protection.
Also good counter against Genji Blades. As Miracle went greedy, grabbed those Shimada brothers. Great utility pokes, and getting the kill would be lovely. As the opponent has some sustain only. So now they're thinking, without the Medivh, okay, we're missing the shield from Tyrael, no protection from Medivh. What else can we provide? Maybe they're thinking of Tastar, maybe some shield, double support, which BlossoM has been doing sometimes, not too often.
Some discussion coming on with Nasong on this one. A lot of the time it's going to be Modern Life's hero here. He's just listening. I actually find a lot of joy in watching Modern Life on this team as the flex. This is all about his hero pick right now, and he's just listening. He's one of the newest, youngest talents to Heroes of the Storm. He came into the scene last year, coming out of Open Division on Team BlossoM. Then traded around a few different teams. Tempest, back to BlossoM. Then he's still now, even though he's traveled to an international event, he's seen a lot, he's done a lot, understands that he is basically the youngest player on this team, the least experienced. Obviously, Gondar is pretty much tied with him, but Gondar has a better reputation than him. And he plays whatever he's told to play, and he plays it well. And that's, that's rare to see in Heroes of the Storm talent in Korea.
I think
these
it's
days.
It's rarely a minus for him to flex into anything. So that's also why BlossoM is able to have this kind of difficult comps to pull off, but he has always been the bridge in between. And that's why we're praising him so much. And also, with this Sonya, will dominate lane. You have to find the hero. Blaze is available this time. Had trouble game 1, was banned in game 2.
Yeah.
Again, game 3.
Blaze and the Stukov. So looking for that longer fight we were talking about earlier.
Also, we saw from the previous match, Stukov silence great against Tracers. Only if you can lend the CC and also the pair up with the silence.
Is it time to go back to an old favorite, the ETC? They don't have Uther, so it's tough. What's Gondar going to play this time?
Against the big silence, maybe they don't have too much burst damage. It is a lot harder for BlossoM to melt down the targets like game 2.
Yeah, maybe it's just Rhaegar, or not Rhaegar. Anubarak is good enough when you have the ability to get into the back line. Like Stukov doesn't have much protection.
Or he can go back to his old favorite Stitches pair up with Malfurion.
Oh my god, that would be my dream come true.
Which
Please.
is okay against Stukov Blaze Garrosh.
Nah, let's go to ETC like
Aw.
rip. I thought they might just do the ETC, which is another one of his good comfort picks.
It was a good build up though.
Yeah, you and I were like, well, maybe.
Fifth pick, Stitches! We're
Think
living
about
in a
it.
new
Think about
meta.
the hook into the root, into the custom
the
mine.
mine.
Oh,
The Pulse Bomb? Yeah,
Pulse.
man.
whoa. Ancient Spear? Like,
But ETC.
ETC though. That's alright. There's a lot of delay on the side of Miracle 2. They have Scatter Arrow, they have Shurikens. They have the ability to bunker for the longer fights, and they have Stukov. So sustain heal war definitely goes to Miracle, unless Stukov dies, which is going to be one of the focal points of the draft of Team BlossoM with their Tracer. Can certainly go either way.
Again, I like the draft from Miracle slightly more.
Same.
Just looking at the draft, once we get into the game, it becomes a different story.
My only concern with the draft is that it's difficult to empower Genji's Dragon Blades. But beyond that, it's a very powerful draft. And it's not like that is a problem per se. Uther was banned, and if they had a different support, it might even be a worse draft because Stukov is just so good at delaying, so good at fighting these longer fights that we were talking about. Obviously a battleground advantage here for BlossoM at the 4-1 versus Miracle's 0-1.
Will be a lot harder for BlossoM to escape this game. No Medivh. Junkrat kind of course he has his own escape with the mind, especially after 13 with the talent. Tracer of course has a blink, so these kind of rotation will be very tough to actually get the pick off from Miracle's side. I was wondering why. Could have been a lot better time if they spent that time actually going up to the top lane. Pressures Blaze, pressures Sonya a lot more. Much easier time for Blaze to start up the laning phase. Not really going to find the target against Junkrat and Tracer. You're just looking for that luck, which is very low.
Just food for thought. Just want to throw this out there. How interesting would it be if Genji actually had his heroic built like Tracer's? He has it at level 1, but he has to build it just like Overwatch. It'd be interesting because without level 10 heroics, he couldn't do much with it, but it would increase his potential for ganks in the early game. But in the mid game and late game, when you have like Divine Shields, you wouldn't always be able to have the Dragon Blade when you wanted to use Divine Shields. So you'd have to really think about how you wanted to use it. It would be an interesting change. Just thinking about that a little bit, because I'm thinking about, you know, gank potential in this top lane, and Genji can harass, but he doesn't have any burst potential. He doesn't have any way to kill anything. But Tracer, because she can build the pulse bomb at level 1, can do a lot more in that regard.
Yeah, easy, very easy in draft. You just ban that Genji. Well, not like we have.
I just don't know. I just feel like Genji's like a little bit weak right now, so I was thinking like maybe if there could, you know, there could be a way we could.
A little lower than 50% right now in Korea. I believe 44% win rate. There's that toss onto Nasang as Malfurion does not have any escape. But
oh my
actually
God.
will be a trade 1-1.
That was a great face melt. That almost saved him. That was very impressive.
Gondar's ETC play. Even though ETC is very well countered against the Garrosh, winning that duel right now, up on this point. That's how hard of a time Gunza has been having on this team. Not just today, in all of their previous matches. Their front line, Gunza, pretty weak as a tank player compared to all the other Korean tank players.
Well, they're going to look to eliminate the last of these two pumpkin men on the Sapper cap. Dude, just running circles around right now as the altar spawns. Very greedy what BlossoM is doing right now, taking the top shrine, then rotating down later.
Also, if you have wave clear with the other hero, sometimes Tracer player would do that to build pulse bombs. And we'll complete it very soon. Of course, not the most fast camp timing, but there's nothing else to do if you if you make this kind of rotation. So
yeah,
might as well
true.
just.
I mean, you're absolutely right about that.
Might as well just go for the camp.
Yeah, make the most of your rotation down here.
Unless you get punished.
Gondar, oh, spread heat with that power slide. Spread the Red Sea of Miracle, so to speak. They did not get hit by that.
And Nazem was on top, putting that in tangle. Make sure Gondar has an escape route. Although now Dudu has that pulse bomb.
Yeah, his target is definitely going to be Jaehyun. Sniper, obviously, yeah, Sniper if the opportunity presents itself, but Sniper has a way to get out. He's taking a lot of damage right now, though. Ooh, that custom of mine going to be the blow-up kill there onto Gunza. Armor aside, man, it's just too much damage through there with that pulse bomb. No way out.
This will continue. They know the weak link is the frontline Gunza. There is a reason why. Oftentimes you never focus the tank. They always scream. Focus tank Swift Ray is not the right way of having the team fight. But in this case, if you know that weak link, if you know that tank player is not the best at positioning, you punish them all the time.
Yeah, especially with this draft where your damage is Tracer Junkrat. Focusing down the tank can be really bad against a Garrosh because you're doing slow damage. You're basically not even hurting him. But when you hit that pulse, when you hit the concussive mine, he's just isolated and you will burn him down because he just made such a big positional mistake. If he's coming at you though, and they're at full health and everyone's you know, coming for an aggressive play, then you obviously want to go for the squish in the backline, ignore the tank. It's obviously situational, but that was the situation in which Gunza dies.
Focus Garrosh.
Focus Garrosh indeed.
Focus Garrosh for BlossoM. That's their mission right now. A Sniper is on Hanzo and doing some damage. Last game, Hanzo did so much damage, but no kill pickups. With Genji, it is possible this time. Maybe they can have a better showing after 10.
Okay, Power Slide just barely connects here. Root coming down. Gunza, once again, taking a lot of damage. Pulse commits, going through that armor, and he is dead. Second kill here. CC's coming through, positional mistakes punished.
Painful
abused.
to watch. He had that self-cleanse and gets rooted afterwards by walking, I guess not really walking around the entangle, 100%.
Yeah.
I think he could have survived actually if he didn't get catch by that root at the end.
That's why Tracer pulsed him at the end to do that damage, because obviously Tracer, I know it sounds silly, but the earlier Tracer pulses, the more damage it does, but still bursts through a lot of armor. And at the end, as soon as the root came down, they were like, okay, I know this pulse won't kill him, but he dies, right? Like, he's stuck. So that's what happened there.
And against Garrosh, you want to provide that burst damage at the end. Pulse Bomb is the perfect tool. Make sure he doesn't have the most armor to soak up the damage.
Okay, just a little bit of harassment coming up here. There is a root headed up potentially for him.
Gondar knew that Mafurium was coming up. Also, he was trying to use the minion so that Garrosh would actually throw the minion instead. These kind of plays just shows that Gondar understands Garrosh so much better.
Yeah, he also understands ETC a lot. I mean, that's the hero he made a famous name for himself on before he came to HGC, the Pro League. He's going to go for the Mosh. Obviously, we will see Tranquility to try to compete with some of Stukov's healing. Some of these fights. Good zoning route here so nobody can get in. Meanwhile, Sonya is just crushing the top lane at the moment. Blaze not there.
Nothing too crazy. Mosh Pit has... There are lots of things for Miracle to interrupt that Mosh Pit. Silence, arrow, taunt, even the shove. So let's see how they well use of those tools to stop that Mosh Pit. Focus on the ETC may actually be an okay focusing for Miracle.
Okay. Rotation down, coming faster for Sonya versus Blaze. He's using so many of these traps, by the way. Modern Life is just repeatedly putting them out basically every time they're off cooldown to reset their positioning. One grab can turn a fight. Okay, tons of poke damage coming down into Modern Life, but Judy now on the retreat. Pulse comes in, does not have deflect, gets blown up here. Good timing on that Pulse by Dudu. It's going to be a trade though. Tranquility means they have better healing. They're going to try to break this bunker so that the Riptire can get value. Oh, the Mosh! Perfect zone there. No one's going home. No one's getting out. And that is going to be a wipe here. Only Sniper remains. Oh, barely. By the hair of his chinny chin man's Hanzo's little Harry's got his chin down the bottom there. Gets out of that. Gets out
Almost
of there.
got
With
caught
his
in the
hairy
mosh pit,
hair,
and
chin,
that
chin.
is the end, guys. Not the end of the game, but Hanzo, you want to hold that arrow for the mosh pit because you barely ever get caught as you're positioning backwards. You barely ever get caught by that mosh pit, so you always have to be holding that Dragon's Arrow. He used it during the team fight. That's what you get right after the bunker. There will be that mosh pit every single time if that happens like that again.
Well, let's see if they can grab a bell tower from this. They only have one camp available. Next one's up in 45. So, it's not like all they got from that was the altars and control of this lane. They're looking for this bell tower, though. Actually, Genji's showing mid because they want to get 13. That means that they know that they can kind of shove this down right now. Great shot there by Sniper, actually. So they're going to look to burst as 3 of these sappers will nearly kill it. Genji is rotating down. They know this. They back away. Look at Gondor's positioning to prevent him. And you know what? They just say this is not worth the risk. Back off.
And last time
Sappers
GD
connect.
went in with the Swift Strike with the Cyber Agility. He was the one in trap. Sonya knew that moment to focus him. He got the Poison Spear damage. And after that, Tracer got the Pulse Bomb. Of course, it was a trade at the end. But if you dive in as a Genji, not really swinging that blade, getting the pick, getting that reset, there is less of a point of diving in and sacrificing yourself even before the team fight.
Yeah, just not necessary to take that risk.
It's not the best move. Maybe wait for some poking damage and make sure you have some room to work on.
They are definitely going to go for this this invade, it looks like, after this altar. Actually hanging around the right side here. H82 caught by the concussive mine. Is forced to charge away. Does escape just barely. If he had been body blocked, that would have been the end of his life. Wiz doing a lot of work on the Sonya you mentioned. They grabbed his 5 shots. Miracle's only got 3 of these left. And they're going to be out of this series. How times have changed. Miracle was always the bullies of BlossoM at the 5th place spot versus BlossoM's 6th or 7th in 2017. And the tables have turned as BlossoM just totally dominates this series right now and looks to close it out again. This time 3-0.
It is not the worst thing. The Miracle does have some poke. Hanzo, some Stukov, maybe even Genji. But they're not thinking, oh, Hanzo is caught, paired up,
Pulse.
blown up, even without the Pulse Bomb damage, I think.
Yeah, Gunza eats some of that Pulse Bomb damage from the AoE. So he goes down as well. Jaehyun's, his, shove. I don't know, I couldn't think of that. It was like his hand, he like pushed him. His shove,
yes.
did, come out a bit too late. Ping's coming down as well there, I think perhaps angrily on the side of Miracle because there was not the appeal there. And this has been a frustrating series for them. Don't think this is going to be another altar by any means on the side of BlossoM because they just don't have that much control of these 2 picks. We're still looking at small death timers. But yeah, I do like that you pointed out that Tracer is grabbing these camps solo so the rest of the map could be controlled, and she's building Pulse Bomb. She's got another one ready. Miracle needs to respect that.
So much better poke for Modern. Does keep himself alive with the mine. Dudu is now here with the pulse. Will not be thrown by Gunza, having that range kept pretty well. And Gondar is often the one keeping his teammates alive with the face melt, as you pointed out.
Yeah. Trap just barely missed there by Gunza. Looks like he probably just saw it get tossed out. Alright, so this is almost game ending.
5, of course. Boss will not finish the game.
If one sapper goes through, it will. They need to get down there and clear that. I think they just cleared it. Yeah. So no sapper coming through here, but they might get a kill. Sniper, body blocked out. Look at all the damage coming through from Sniper. Pulse comes through though. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say from Sniper. I meant to say from Modern Light.
Boom.
Pulse E is dead. Boom indeed. Now, any of these sappers plus boss wins the game. I think Miracle should just let the sappers go through, take the boss.
Easy. Either they get the sappers in, or at least one, and then go for the boss, or leave these. So make sure Miracle has to clean this up and then go for the boss. They can do anything they want.
Miracle went towards the boss, and they changed their minds. They came down. They were able to prevent the minion wave, but they'll need to do more than that.
Was BlossoM this good? Of course, right now H82 buying some time. Zapper's not really going in.
Okay, well, the answer
Takes one
is
down.
second one. Gonna go down as well here. Tranquility, all they need is the one. Bunker down. Looking at that Sapper right now, it does fire, and they're gonna win the fight as well. Pulse goes through. Oh, I may have spoke too soon.
That's 1v1.
Yeah, it's a trade. I don't think that BlossoM can actually take the boss now that they've lost ETC. But
Judy
when he
never
respawns,
popping that Dragon Blade. Not really finding the angle. The hook. Oh man, H82 is also caught with the first damage.
Okay, Riptire 2. I don't think this is going to kill anybody. But yeah, Judy, because there's no invulnerability, it's tough to utilize the Dragon Blade to get such heavy front line with the ETC. Great play we've been seeing. The Sonya. They have to now down a member, prevent both altars from being taken here. A task I feel is going to be very much impossible on the side of Miracle. They're positioning now around it. Judy does look for the harass. The arrow goes wide, unfortunately. Here's the blade. Decent angle, but look at that concussive mine. Judy isn't doing anything.
Just desperate for a lucky kill, possibly. Maybe a kill onto Nasang, but that's a trade, and they will, due to the survive, so they will just force out. That will be the channel,
That's
and
it.
to finish the game, there's that celebration dance from Mosh Pit, and also Tutu on that Mosh dancing same time.
Bunker protects him at least from getting hit by those ultra shots.
Well,
Modern Life is pumped. This is a great success on the side of Team BlossoM tonight. That brings us to our second 3-0 of the night, rising through the standings right now. And it was really well played on the side of Gondar tonight. Both the ETC and the Diablo, I think, were very impressive.
100% Gondar MVP. Maybe Wiz, but mostly Gondar, because he has been winning the front line so hard. Gunza, I think he will be feeling pretty bad after what happened.
Modern Life, 0 deaths, almost 40k damage. Sniper, a lot of damage again, but no kills realistically here.
Look at the damage taken by Garrosh and ETC. About the same, only 100 some off, but 6 deaths for Garrosh and
also,
only 1 for ETC.
Yeah, also don't forget that theoretically Gunza should be taking more and living, but because his positioning was so bad, not trying to mince words here, but his positioning it left a lot to be desired. He was caught and killed, so the only damage he was tanking was the damage that his health bar had. Instead of tanking it, then getting heals from Jaehyun with that slower healing with bio kill switch, then getting healed, then surviving, he was actually just dying with those deaths that you guys see there. So I think that was the really big key matchup today, is the tank line. Obviously, Modern Life really impressing. He might be the MVP because of his impressive Medivh, his Junkrat there in the end. But Gondar showed his skill and flexibility today, whereas Gunza showed that lack of experience that Judy has. But because Judy's moved into DPS, he's trying to fill those shoes, and it's just there's very much still like improvement to be made.
Well, we were always talking about top 3, top 4, but I think after tonight's match, we can actually draw a big gap line after that 4th place spot, and BlossoM will be on that top 4. And a lot of the Korean players, the top ones, I've been mentioning that Gondar is one of the best tanks in Korea, and of course he had some hero pool problems in Eastern Clash, but still after tonight's, I think he really showed that his level is up on top compared to the lower part of the Korean teams right now. Maybe to contest against Tist, Sign, and who am I missing? Hooligan.
Yeah, Hooligan.
I think he's really rising up, especially with few heroes that he plays. His level is super high. Of course, he has to widen that a little bit. If he does that before the mid-season brawl coming in, maybe they will be able to rise up a lot more.
When you said Hooligan, I almost said Noblesse, and I was like, oh, not anymore.
We went through the good times. Still a very good time, but Noblesse was pretty good.
Yeah, well, he's coaching now, and we got to see him on camera a lot. We got to interview him a few days ago, so
it'll be cool.
Still immortalized in the hero scene for now.
Yeah, that's right. And he's still top 10 Grandmaster, Noblesse. And it'll be cool to have Noblesse during the interview from KSP. That's going to be something cool, I think.
Yeah, we did that once before already, so we'd love to see it again.
Mhm.
I'm guessing the MVP tonight is either going to be Modern Life or Gondar. For me, I'd put it on Modern Life, but Gondar, very impressive in that last game. His Diablo in game 2, an unusual pick. I don't think it would have worked without Modern Life,
Mhm.
but it was still a cool pick. So those are the choices you got.
And oftentimes against BlossoM, I think banning Wiz's Sonya is often the right ban. I think it's an easy ban to actually ban. Thrall used to be played sometimes, but after this nerf with the Crash Lightning, I think Sonya kind of must be banned right now, unless they have something like an Avatar, then Zeratul may be coming out, so it's banned at Zeratul. But Sonya has not been the most on the spotlight all the time in game 1 through 3, but Wiz has been winning consistently in that solo lane matchup. I think that really empowered the team for all the games today.
I think there needs to be someone needs to figure out a counter pick to her minus the mouth ale. Obviously, Blaze isn't working. Dahaka isn't working. We haven't seen Leorc tried yet, but my theory is it's probably not going to work very well. Phoenix, well, I don't think he'll be played in the solo lane, but you and I were talking about how he could be. The same way Zagara obviously is played in the solo lane. And then he can do a ton of damage. He just has incredible wave clear. He has good poke. He can bully somebody. And he has a great escape, so if someone tries to gank him while he's pushing, he can get out. There's a lot of things about Phoenix that we'll learn soon. Well, yeah, get him while he's hot. Only 749.99 gems. And if you order now before his nerf, we guarantee you'll rise to the top of Hero League with a 60+ win rate, or your money back.
Or your money back. Or you can buy him with your gold. Only 15,000.
14,999.99
gold. Well, he is very strong, and also make sure to get your Legend of Zelda skin on that Phoenix. It looks pretty nice. Something like a golem looking like a Phoenix, the dragoon.
Just dial 1-800-LIFE for the number 4 IRE and start your order today.
Yes. My life for IRE. That's Intaro Dune. That's exactly what you need as a Protoss is joining the Nexus very soon. I don't think we'll be having the patch next week, possibly. But Phoenix just came out yesterday, so we need that 2 weeks. So it'll be, or at the earliest, I think the last week of Part 2 is possible for Phoenix.
I don't know. Like,
of course,
we
don't know.
I would think that next week is going to be the Phoenix patch, and then the week after that is going to be Phoenix enabled. For like next week being Phoenix disabled, but that's normally how it goes. But we've had a different hero release this year, and we haven't seen as many heroes come out, and it's been some reworks and stuff like that. So I don't actually know. I'd say your best bet on that one, G-Clef and the fans at home, is to continue to watch the Heroes Esports Twitter. I'll probably tell you the official ruling once it's decided. Well, this was a perfect game we had in game number 1. Very much a stomp here against Miracle. And things didn't get much better after this.
This was a very good fight for Miracle, actually. Of course, before this part.
Gunza loses 100 gems. Oh.
How Gondar understands the damage coming in. It was pretty awesome to watch. This is the one, 3v4, with Diablo doing the most damage.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Look at how much. Look at the health bars. Oh. Look at this.
Just watch.
Well,
enjoy.
While he's protected, he heals so much, and he listen to the path he takes so he can flank and catch them. And also look at how much he's healing over time with his soul stones.
Protected.
Protected again. Damage comes through. Judy. Oh, I mean, it's not important how Judy dies.
Died so many times.
Well.
Good trade. This is after Judy popping in his strip strike, so no escape.
Yeah, he already used his deflect in this as well, so didn't have it out.
Dragon Blade out there, no damage follow-up. Means Gondar can just power slide in and pop that mosh pit.
Boom, the Riptire. So much damage coming through. Sniper's like, notice me, please. Please notice me. Oh, got away. So Team BlossoM will take the 3-0. We are going to have an interview with our MVP. It is Gondar. So G-Clef, take it away.
Hello, Gondar. And
긴장하는 부분도 있겠지만 일단은 인터뷰를 잘 해야 되기
Kono?
때문에
I become super nervous during the interview, but let's carry. Of course, after your win, just do you have any words?
지금 약세를 보이긴 한데
I think Miracle is
저는 미라클이 강팀이라고 아직 생각하고 있고요.
doing worse a little bit, but still a very strong team, so we prepared a lot against them. Not to drop our guard, and having a 3-0 is a really great result for us.
중계 중에는 이제 미라클이 굉장히 강세로 올라오고 있고 특히나 뒤와 앞의 합이 좀 잘 맞는다라고 평가를 했는데
Korean commentators had actually rated Miracle getting better.
등수가 조금 낮은 걸로 알고 있는데.
But aren't they like super low in the standings?
여튼 뭐 상대팀 뭔가
Gondar dropping down the facts.
제가 좀 그렇게 잘하는 게 아니기 때문에 그리고 오늘 경기에서 사실 디아블로로 엄청난 모습 보여줬는데
And your Diablo pick
14레벨이랑 13레벨 그때 이제 나상 선수가 최의식이 카시아에 걸렸는데
Your play has been superb. The last ride was on to the Cassia.
아니면은 의도된 거였나요?
아 그게
Was that intended when you went in?
그 원래 선치는 메인 딜러한테 주는 거거든요.
그렇죠.
Well,
그래서 제가 받았죠.
well, Ancestral is supposed to go into the main DPS, so I got it instead of Cassia.
카시아가 탱커인데 카시아가 왜 받냐고. 역시.
Cassia was the tank actually. I was the main DPS.
그렇게 디아블로 좋은 모습 보여줬는데 혹시 팁 같은 게 있을까요?
Could you give us any tips on how to play Diablo so well?
TV면 일단 번숨을 가면 안 돼요.
I think the only one is to not have that warm fire breath. I think that's the only tip.
디아블로 잘하실 수 있을 것 같아요.
저 디아블로 굉장히 번숨 찍고도 잘하는 생각하는데 아닌가요? 번숨은?
The lightning breath, of course.
형님 지는 거를 많이 봐가지고.
Well, when I was against you, I saw you lose a lot of the time, so I don't think your Diablo's too good.
이거는 살짝 경기랑 관련이 없는 질문인데 이번에 피닉스가 새로 나왔잖아요.
And let's
피닉스에 대해서 혹시 평가를 한다면
talk about Phoenix. How do you think Phoenix is
저는
in the Nexus right now?
일단 그 출시 초기 마이에브보다는 좀 덜하고.
I think he's weaker than Maiev first coming out, but still very strong hero.
그 딜러 중에선 그래도 상위권이다.
I think still very high tier among all the ranged assassins.
희망이라고 탱커 유일하게 잡을 수 있는 굉장히 큰 희망이라고 하는데 그 정도 평가 정도라는 거죠?
네네.
So you're rating Phoenix up on top as a DPS, right? Yes.
사실 플레이 라이커 프로라고 그래서 나상 선수가 리리 춤을 춘 적이 있어요.
And
그래서 오늘
in
나상
play like a pro in KR, Nasang went to the
Lily
Lily
한번 보여달라고 하려고 그랬는데
episode, and he actually danced with the Lily dance.
블러썸 선수랑 얘기해 보니까 가로시 춤을
가로시.
Do you know the Garrosh dance? I heard you prepared the Garrosh dance. Garrosh doesn't have a dance.
몸 흔드는
He just
거.
shakes his body. Can you show it to us, please?
Yeah, get in there.
Do it, Gondar.
여기서 빼시면 안 돼요.
You can't. You're on the camera. You can't back it up right now. You have to do it.
네. 아니, 제가 본 것도 아니라서 가로시 춤을.
I don't really BM with the dance, so I can't do it. Did you watch Nasang dance to the Lily dance? Can you mimic that one then?
이 춤이요?
Lily dance.
Oh, he looks like he might do it. His foot's
about
touching the
to.
ground. He's getting up.
Honkano, you should push. You should. One more comment would push him to dance.
Oh, he's trying to put the mic somewhere. Take the mic, Hankoto.
6.5 out of 10.
준비하셨죠? 네. 이제 사실 곤데로 선수뿐만 아니라 블러썸의 이제
Very
많은
impressive.
팬분들에게 한번 마지막으로
Very
말씀드릴게요.
embarrassed. And with that,
네.
final words to your fans. Very awkward.
항상 블라썸을 응원해 주시는 분들 고맙고.
Thank you for all the support.
미드 시즌 난투도 준비 열심히 하고 있으니까.
Yeah, we're trying really hard for the mid-season brawl.
네, 감사합니다.
So keep on rooting for us.
마치고 데스크로 돌아가도록 하겠습니다.
And that's another awkward interview with Honkano and Gondar.
Well, you know,
Those
Hankoto, he really made it awkward, but Gondar saved it actually.
Yes, Gondar saved it.
He actually saved it.
He saved it big time, and it was awkward as it possibly can be, but still, that dance was nice.
Yeah, it was. You know, it was basic. He did it though. So Tempest, KSV Black Ballistics, obviously still at the top of the standings, but look at how close BlossoM is. If they're able to take wins over a few of these teams, especially if they're able to beat KSV Black, which is certainly possible, they could break into top 3. It's absolutely a possibility at this point.
Yeah, Ballistics, if they get a 3-0, of course they will be going up to second place. They played one less, so they're in third spot right now.
And if Miracle loses to Fleas, there's a
Oh
high
my.
chance they get relegated.
They will be. They're losing in the win number. In set score too. So that's another big news that can actually come up. Ace still looking for their first series win, although they were looking a lot better than before. So that's going to happen tomorrow against Ballistics.
All right,
Oh,
so
man.
since you guys called 1-800 Life 4IRE to get your Phoenix for 749.99 gems, I'll even throw in these matches tomorrow. Ace versus Ballistics. First one could be a little bit one-sided, so I thought I'd also throw in
+1.
a Gluck versus Tempest +1 here at the end. And if you call in the next 15 minutes, I've got a third day of matches, 2 best-of-5 stream
Watch
on
one
Sunday
and
as well.
get one free. That's what you're going to get next as the next matchup tomorrow. Though it seems like a stomp, but the top teams are ready to dominate, and they have not played for a long time actually. I wonder what they're going to try in the newest patch in our Medivh. Well, kind of changed or nerf. Well, Vala buffed. Is she ever going to come out? Maybe with the multi-shot build. Ariel changes. I saw that too.
Ariel, look,
I saw that too. I read it.
yeah, I saw that also. If Ariel,
And Vala Ariel? Does that
yeah,
remind you?
that's what I'm saying. Like, if double support happens again, it could definitely be a thing.
Ah, yes.
It could definitely be a thing, but only if double support becomes a meta again. Right now, it's looking like that's not going to happen. We got to get those Shumadas toned down. Maybe we can have something else going on here.
I don't know. Overwatch pretty strong, you know?
Hey, today I think Overwatch had negative win rate in that second matchup.
Well, Diablo had good win rate today. Well, like lots of Diablo.
He's somewhat of an Overwatch hero now. You saw him in the Devo video, right?
Oh!
He's been to the Overwatch world. He's been to Hanamura. I haven't gone there. I'm staying away from that map.
What
for the
did you
time
just
being,
say?
but-
Well, let's close it out. I think tomorrow's matchup is waiting already.
All right, guys. Go play some Phoenix. Enjoy a few hours of your free time. And then we're going to have EU coming up on this same channel. For myself and G-Clef, though, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night.